Hi guys, welcome to Casting on Wednesdays, episode 27. In this episode I want to do something different. I'm not going to read any articles that I found interesting on the news. I actually did a take like an hour ago where I did that, but I was thinking maybe I should try out something more like original and something that, if I just think of stuff myself, then I'm more familiar with it. Just, things that interest me at the time. Otherwise, there's only 2 or 3 minutes spent on each topic, just because it's really hard for me to develop certain things that appear in the news that I found interesting, and I know quite a lot about at the same time. It happens very rarely, basically. So in this episode it's probably going to be like 10-15 minutes maybe, because I'm actually, let's not call anything can I even use that phrase? Let's not call anything. I don't even think that's a phrase. You'll have to excuse me sometimes. I say these things, and because I've made it up in my mind, just because English isn't my first language, as some of you might know. I find it a bit, I don't know, it's just a bit harder to speak fluently in certain times, and I'll make up random phrases like just then, or maybe that is a legit phrase, I don't know. Nevertheless, if you hear me saying like random words, just accept the fact that I've made them up, and and maybe you can use them in your day-to-day life as well. Alright, so let's just get into it. So I've been playing Black Mesa for 3 weeks now. So I did like one episode every week. I was thinking maybe I should do it a bit more often. I just really like that game, and I don't think the audience, I don't think you guys want to wait every single week just for another episode to come out. I mean, if I was the viewer, I'd most probably want it a bit more frequently, just because it kind of keeps a nice momentum going. After a week's time, you kind of lose interest in whatever you're watching, so I'll try and make it more frequent. Another thing is, I really like the game. It's really cool. Just because I like how the weapons look. It's actually quite cool. Very, you can interact with your environment, as well as the fact that it has kind of a eerie, really at times kind of jumpy. Jumpy, another stupid name for trying to match a genre. It's kind of, it's, what I mean. You get a lot of jump scares with it, especially with the little I don't know what to call them. I'll call them aliens, just because you get that one frame where you wake up after that huge crash and there's aliens gathering around you. So I'm just gonna call them aliens until we find out in the actual game what they're called. I just really like the game itself. It has a lot of interactive items in the environment, and it's really well made. The only problem I have is, I think it's just more of a problem with me. I'm not very into the figuring out, kind of some the jumping of the ledge thing. I'm not even sure I was meant to do that. I ended up going down into the floor, onto the into that pit that guy fell into, and I don't think I was meant to be there. And that I can't see a way out, basically. So it's it's times like that. Sorry, I keep burping. I just had this awesome protein shake I made. God, they're delicious. What you do, let me just quickly give this quick recipe. What you do is use whey protein powder, 1 scoop, like 2 cups of milk and some banana, and you just mix that, and like you could use more fruits than just a banana. But I had the protein powder I used was like strawberry flavored itself, so it gave a nice like mix of fruit. But yeah, so if you ever feel like making a shake, there you go. There's a cool recipe. Me and my brother always like to make shakes, and we always experiment with different flavors and whatnot. That one seems to work the coolest. And like the protein powders is just for like, because I exercise. So if you exercise as well, you can add that as well. But yeah, there's that. But what was that about? Jeez, I lost my train of thought. I fear that's what's gonna happen in the future if I keep doing these like that. I'm just gonna lose my train of thought, and I'm never actually gonna get around to finishing. Oh yeah, we were talking about Black Mesa sauce. So can you just call it Black Mesa? I see in like other videos Black Mesa sauce or Black Mesa Half-Life sauce. I was just looking at the titles. I'll just call it Black Mesa because it's quicker. So yeah, really good game so far. Really been enjoying it. Just, you know, certain times like the part I'm stuck on right now, as well as the before that, like getting through the door frame. That was kind of, I wouldn't really have thought of that. So I guess it's maybe my my bad problem solving skills, or my lack of problem solving skills, which I guess is only me to blame. I've always had problems with like trying to figure out like what's the next stage in the game. It's like, it's so frustrating certain times. It almost makes you want to just uninstall. Especially with there's in most RPGs. I'm just gonna pick one. Fallout, for example. With Fallout, there's a little hint because there's gonna be something like a video series coming up soon, based around Fallout. So look forward to that. But yeah, with Fallout, for example, there was a time where I had to, quest markers they have in the map, in the compass, sorry. And it's like, sometimes you're not really sure where it leads. Like, there's no actual pathway for you to follow, which makes it hard for you because you're like, I don't know, you're stuck on a wall. There was this mission in New Vegas where you had to like get out of Freeside and meet these people that were apparently helping some other folk, and it was just really hard because like you were just circling around the marker, but you could never actually find the place. And that's I see that very often, like Bethesda games especially. I don't know what it is, like say with Skyrim, that would be the same problem. Just, the quest marker just being there, but you're just kind of circling around it, and then you're just thinking like, is it above the ground, is it below, like what direction. It just seems like you're standing on it, but you still can't find it. I just get that a lot, so that's probably why I find it hard to get into the next stage in the game. With Narnia, it's a different story. With Narnia, like you see me having problems with. I want to give a shout out to Sanskrit. Thank you for helping me out with the because I didn't know what to do next with being stuck with the rocks coming down the cliff, and you're kind of stuck in that vicinity. But he said that luckily he played the game before that time, so before I did, so he could help me out, and he could help me out in that. So I'm grateful for that. It turns out you have to like burn the bush to unlock the pathway. So yeah, there's a lot of, in Narnia. There's just a lot of not really. You have to just try everything. Try whacking a stick, or try using the characters themselves to punch through something. And that's just also certain environments. When you're in a certain perspective, like there's a viewpoint, like looking down at the characters, you can't really see very well what certain structures are, which I found very challenging when I tried to like block the pathways from the caves so that the wolves couldn't get in. Like Lucy's one was just, it was unbelievably hard, just because I couldn't see that was like a pathway she could actually go through and then go up over the ledge. And those of you who don't follow the series are probably like just switching off. Bear with me, I'll just be a couple more seconds. But yeah, that was really challenging, just because you couldn't figure out that was the actual the way to do it, you know. So yeah, that's in short. That's what's happening with me not really being able to advance that well in games. But that's a good episode ender to the episode, just because of my, you know, not lack of problem solving skills in these games. So yeah, I'm mostly when it comes to video games, I'm really interested in the storyline. I used to be just a multiplayer junkie, like, you know, with Call of Duty. I'm nowhere near, like, you know, actual you know, pros or kids. You know, there's always like kids on COD just try and do you know, quick scopes and whatnot, and snipers. I was still more into the, you know, just trying to effectively play the game, you know, with weapons that I could actually be good at. And even then I kind of sucked. So yeah, I was addicted to multiplayer, but, you know, I just figured out at the end it's just not for me. I don't really have that twitch reflex, and I'm more into the storyline. So in a way, it kind of cancels each other out. These two kind of ways of playing a game kind of cancel each other out, and if I can even use that there. I'm not sure if I just phrased it right, but bear with me here. I'll try and cut out most of those. So yeah, so that was that. What am I going to talk about now? Oh yeah, Breaking Bad premiere was aired last Sunday. It was amazing. I was definitely finding myself agreeing with a lot of the reviews. It definitely puts you right back into the action, like as soon as it starts. The beginnings, it's so amazing how Vince Gilligan manages to still implement humor when it's just like you cannot like, you see the environment that main character Walter's in, or like Jesse, for example. With Jesse, there's the scene where like they're talking about Star Trek or something. His buddies are talking about Star Trek, and he's just there, you know, on the couch, and like that whole scene, I was just laughing. Like, but like you could see Jesse there just being all depressed, you know, just because I'd imagine because of the fact that he has all this money, which he earned well, illegally, which kind of, and I think that was the main theme of the episode for Jesse, where he was like very regretful for, maybe not feeling regret, but just wanted to get rid of the money because he knew that it wasn't clean, basically. But yeah, like even then, there's still so much humor in it, and it's I think it's just genius how Vince manages to pull that off. So there's not a lot of dramas that like have that kind of vibe. But I'll be honest, with the British drama Luther, there was still quite a lot of that, especially with the dialogue with Alice Morgan. Sorry about that. Just the really funny one-liners she'd sometimes say. It just cracked me up every time. So yeah, it's something quite unique and not really common in the. Well, that is unique, not being common. The fact that you can implement humor in the darkest of dialogue as well as situations, which I think in Breaking Bad is just amazing. Like every single episode is Like there's been ones that are better and ones that are worse, but I'd say pretty much most of them have it down. Like you could just tell that they're really well made and very gripping. So yeah, with the premiere, go watch it right now if you guys haven't heard. Sorry, if you guys haven't heard of Breaking Bad or want to get into it, it's actually pretty easy to get back into it. Like right now, I found it. I was picturing like myself not knowing anything, just watching the first episode and then just skipping forward to this, and you could still kind of get back into it, just because all the stuff that's happened is kind of happened already, and like any stuff that's added on is kind of explained. For example, like just because certain things, what's Walt's wife? Skylar. Certain things that Skylar's not aware of, like like Walter's relationship, like Walter's kind of business partnership with Lydia. Like Skylar gets introduced into that, and so the audience gets introduced into it as well. Just because like people like Hank as well weren't aware of all these events. Like right now they're getting to know them, and I think right now would be a great place just to like hop in, if you haven't watched any of the previous seasons and you don't really feel like marathoning it, which I'm not gonna like say that's 100% correct, because there's still like 7 more episodes to go. It may not be the case, but like right now you're kind of getting reintroduced to a lot of the stuff, and you can kind of get a lead onto the main storyline just by watching the premiere of the last season, and the first episode before that. So but yeah, I'm gonna conclude this. Been great talking. My throat's dry. Gonna make some more of that nice protein shake. Not too much there. I'm probably just gonna pour myself some juice and that'll be that. So yeah, that's episode 27. Something different. I don't know, was I stuttering that much this one? There's just a lot more ums and uhs and repeating myself. Like just then with these episodes. I think an is sometimes necessary. Otherwise, if you don't see, there you go. If there's a thinking kind of phase, and that kind of it's kind of an obligation for you to do an instinctively, doing an because you think, right? You think. There's no way I get rid of the it's still kind of baby steps for me with this podcast thing. I think the and the is something I'm just too close to let go. It's just such a powerful way of like getting down just getting your words out. Because it gives you time to think. So whenever you talk, if you talk like snappy, then you're just not gonna have as wide of a range of vocab, and you're not gonna be as versatile, and sometimes you might not even make sense. Whereas the or the break up the sentences. You can kind of think of it as like not a full stop, but like a comma. In which regard you could put down different topics in one kind of way. I'm just gonna conclude this now. So that's episode 27. I hope you guys enjoyed this new kind of method I'm working on. Look forward to Narnia on Friday. Thank you again for Sanskrit for helping me out with the solution to the getting out of that level. Thank you also to people who have been leaving awesome comments. You guys rock. You've been supportive, and it just really puts a smile on my face when I see people that actually, like, there's actually some people, whether it's just 2 or 3 people that consistently watch my content. I'll always be very grateful. So yeah, thank you very much for checking out this channel, and yeah, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye.